Welcome to another episode of Putting Our Business in the Streets. I'm Demia, the mother.
I'm Imani, the daughter.
And the way we begin all of our podcasts, I'm going to ask you, Imani, how happy are you today? It's been a minute.
Is it happy or how are you?
Happy.
Didn't we change it to how are you?
How happy are you
We
today?
changed it to how are you?
No, because when you say, how are you today? People go, okay. On a scale
A
from
scale
1
of 1
to
to 10,
10.
how are you today?
It doesn't matter. Either
Because
way.
I feel like happy is so specific. Like, I'm not necessarily not happy, but I'm not happy. Get what I mean? Because remember you were saying, like, maybe it should just be, like, how we're just feeling in the moment. I don't necessarily have to be happy.
On a scale from 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you want it to be happy. You only want it to be happy because that's what you heard.
Yeah, but whatever.
You don't got to do it like that. Your eyes red.
I think I told you I used a different new face wash, and my eyes were burning when I was finished.
Well, don't use it again.
Okay, today was the very first day I used it.
Oh. Okay,
The
do
very
you want
first
it to
day.
be happy or how are you?
It can be whatever you want it to be.
No, what do you want?
Happy. How happy are you today on a scale of 1 to 10?
A 7.
It's not bad.
I would say 5, but 5 seems bad. Because, like, 5 is technically, like, middle. Like, I'm neutral.
Right.
And that's kind of how I feel.
Right.
But I'm going to say 7 because it's nothing, like, crazy. I'm just feeling 7.
I'd probably say about a 7 too. And not for any real particular reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think again, like the last time we were here recording, it was like.
Oh, sorry. Again, the noise in the background is the fan. Every time we record, it's been warm.
I mean, I probably could have turned it off. It's just when
No,
I get
it's
home
hot.
and you just got home.
It's hot.
Whereas once you get settled,
It's still hot.
I would say, because even the last time, like when I went back to look at the last video, and we were talking about this same question, and I even then said it's because it's the end of the day. We just got home, or not just got home, but so I would say just right now, happy I am. I'm just a 7. I could be an 8 or a 9 too, because again the day is over. I'm home. Yeah. So.
See, that's why I feel like happy is so specific.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it should just be like, how are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Because who said I'm feeling happy at all?
Right. Or I could just say on a scale of 1 to 10, how was your day today?
Or just, how are you?
How are you? I don't know. We'll figure it out for the next time. But, so today's topic, we're going to do part 2 of going through a breakup or getting over a breakup or any, however you want to label it.
Going through a breakup.
And
that was the title of the first one.
Going through a breakup. So the last time we were on here, but I have to clear something up. In the last video or the breakup video, I had said that
the song.
The song. I said it was by Montel Williams. It was by Montel Jordan. Montel Williams was a talk show host.
I figured it was Montel Jordan, but I didn't want to embarrass myself just in case it wasn't.
I listened to it back. I was like, oops, so wrong.
So.
And it was Montel Jordan, not Montel Williams. And I listened to it again today just to see like where we needed to be. So a refresher to have this conversation tonight. And I feel as though I have nothing to talk about, to elaborate on.
Yeah, I think this part was more
about
about
me.
me.
About you. But I just wanted to clear that part up, that it was Montel Jordan, not Montel Williams.
Yeah. So you don't have nothing else to say?
Mm-mm. I think the way I explained it and detailed it, it was pretty good.
Okay.
Because mine was piggybacking off of, or it had started with somebody asking me that day, was I ready to date? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I would even say today, I would.
Yeah.
But I also, it's funny, real quick, talking to Tiffany yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I would want to date somebody older though. Older, well established.
So what's the oldest you would date? Oh, that's weird.
I don't know, because age is a number. Like, you could have a fly.
Let's not put that narrative out there. Let's not.
No, I would say if I'm 52, probably like 60. Yeah. And it's so weird. Even me saying 60 doesn't seem old. But, yeah.
Because you're close to it, or like...
Because I'm close to it. Whereas, like, when your age, you think of age 60, are you like grief?
I mean, for you to say no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like talking with family, like yesterday and just recently, I feel like y'all make it scared for me to want to get older. Like y'all make it seem like once I get older, it's just like my life is over. Like I know it's not, but that's how when I be talking to y'all make me feel.
Really? No, I don't want you to seem like that.
But also, y'all look good for y'all age. Like you, Stacy, all the cousins. So y'all don't even like in my mind, y'all are still like 30.
Right, and that's kind of how I feel. That I won't say physically feel
sorry,
all the time.
I've been sick and I have to get this mucus out my
But yeah, I would probably say
there we go.
No older than 60.
Yeah, I think it's
maybe. But again, 62, he could look like he's 25.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Age can be just a number, but we'll say something like that. So,
I mean, I get what you're saying. It's just nowadays you got to be careful when you say that.
Right. Because, sidebar, the last person I dated was 5 years younger than me. Yeah, so, not that it was a bad thing, but I think I would want to date
I think most
older
women
because then I just want somebody older that there's no drama anywhere. The kids are grown.
I feel like most women prefer an older man.
Yeah, so
because I be thinking that for me too. Because I'm older now, so it's like ugh. But I feel like my age bracket is weird because some people got kids, some people don't. Like everybody's at different points in their lives, and I feel like older people, like for me, like if you're in like your late 20s, you might be ready to get married and have kids, and it's like I want that,
right?
But I'm not ready for that right now.
Would you want to date somebody that has kids?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's your prerogative.
I'm not gonna say I would never do it because never say never, and
but you prefer not to date somebody that has children.
Yeah,
I agree. There ain't nothing worse than baby mama or parent.
I don't even be thinking about the baby mom. The baby mom. I be thinking about them kids. I ain't trying to raise your kids. I am not ready to be no mom, let alone a stepmom.
Had kids right now. Let's say right now, if you met somebody tomorrow and he had kids, what's the youngest
is this like where a first interaction kid? Like I'm known as the first day I meet him?
No, he said he has kids, and you said,
I'm saying,
how old
but
are
is
your
this
kids?
the first day I met him, or have I been talking to him for a little bit, and then he tells I just need.
It doesn't even matter. But what's the youngest of a child that you would want to deal with?
What do you mean the youngest? We're in our 20s. Your child could be 0. You could have had a child last month.
Oh, right.
Or you could have had a child
20-something.
last year. Like, the age bracket.
Right,
some kids had kids in their teens, but also some people are having kids right now.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Like, it'd be weird.
Like, for me, it would be weird if you had an older child.
If the child was 10. Right. Yeah, I got you.
I'm not saying I wouldn't date you. I'm just saying, like, okay, that just tells me you had your child young, but...
Right. Okay, let's not sidetrack. So, it was supposed to be about you going through your breakup.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
How are you dealing with it now? How long ago was it? How long had y'all
been
together?
I'm not scared, but I'm scared to speak on it because I don't know if he still watches or not.
This is all positive.
No, it's positive, but still I just will not feel bad, but like, I mean, I'm always feel bad, just human conscious, but
you can literally, okay.
No, but I'm just saying because like, I don't want it to be like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to talk about it.
But I want to.
And it could just
and I can't let people make me not want to.
Right.
Just because of what I think. See, I'm overthinking. He may not even watch.
Literally just talking
Although y'all was nosy on that last one because we had the most views we have gotten on this channel from that first one. And I know this is probably going to have some good amount of views too because it's going to be the part 2. And y'all realize I ain't talk about me in that first one. So y'all gonna be like, oh, maybe she's talking about it in the second one, which I am. But still, y'all need to be watching all the videos, not just the ones where y'all want to be nosy about.
Whoa, okay. Negative energy.
That's not negative. That's thorough. That's real. Y'all being fake. If you're going to support. Don't come on here to be nosy. Thank you.
PSA. So how long were y'all together?
Almost 4 years.
Okay. And then how long ago did y'all break up?
A little over a month now.
Okay. And how is it now going through?
Like now?
A month later. Yeah. Because we're talking about going through a breakup. How did you take it initially?
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I'll start. So like from the beginning, okay, I broke up with. I can say that, right?
Mhm.
I broke up with him.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I did. I'm not getting into specifics.
Right.
That's one. But it's not something that I wanted to necessarily do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't want to. Like I saw myself being with him. I saw myself marrying him. I did love him, but I personally, I think I said this in the last one. I personally felt like certain things needed to change, and I felt like I was the only one willing to change. And based on conversations and what he has said to me, that's how he made me feel, and he didn't really show me otherwise. And I just felt like in that moment, that was, although it's unfortunate, it was the best thing that I had to do for myself.
Mm-hmm. No shade, no disrespect, no nothing.
So
nothing.
At first, I was sad because I couldn't believe I did. Like, as soon as I got off the phone, I was like, oh my gosh. And I just broke down crying because I couldn't believe I actually did it. Because, you feel things and you try to hide those feelings, but sometimes that's what you have to. Like, I'm saying, like, I've felt like the need to break up before I actually broke up with him, but I tried to suppress it and hide it because I didn't want it to be real. But you have to be real with yourself, and if things are that heavy on your conscience and your heart, and I was praying about it too, because I believe in the Lord, and that's what he was telling me to do. At least that's what I felt like he was telling me to do. So yeah, I was really upset because I didn't want to do it. So I was like, I would say I was sad for maybe like 2 weeks, like sad, like down bad sad.
I think another piece of your sadness too is that you felt bad that you did it to him.
Yeah, because nobody wants to do that,
right,
or be in that position. And you always feel bad as the person breaking up with somebody else.
Right. Because when it's not like the 3 fundamental reasons why you break up, like cheating, drugs, abuse. Yeah, like there was nothing of that.
Well, yeah, it wasn't. We didn't end because of those type of things.
Right.
So yeah, I felt bad, and then almost 4 years, nobody wants to give up on that. That's a long time. But yeah, I think ironically though, a lot of things were happening in that month, so it helped get my mind off of it, which helped me go through the breakup process. Excuse me. And my friends were there for me a lot, Egypt and Taya.
Who were in the last video. Hey Egypt, hey Taya, thank you for doing that for me.
Like, they were the first 2, not saying other people weren't there, but they were the first 2 who knew. So, because I didn't tell everybody at the same time, and I didn't tell everybody right away. But yeah, I don't know if I've actually done anything to cope. I think I've just ironically been busy. But I sat in my feelings. Like, one thing about me, I'm not gonna run from my feelings. Like, if I'm sad, I'm gonna put on sad music so I can cry out my sadness. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, it was sad. I don't really feel like I have anything else to say, since I don't want to talk about like why.
Right.
Dang.
No, you don't have to talk about the why, but
not that it's bad, but I just feel like it's not y'all business.
It's personal, right?
Was that rude? It's personal.
Yeah, it's just personal. And then you and it's good that you had. Okay, you're gonna stop that.
I can't get it out. I had to do that to get it out.
And did you talk to people a lot? Like, did you talk to Tay and Egypt a lot? Or did you really just sit in your own personal thought?
Now, that's one thing I don't do. I don't talk about it. I'll be in my feelings and express my feelings, but to me, like just by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And they will always be like, "Oh, do you want us to come over? Do you want company?" And I'm like, "No, like I really just prefer to be alone."
Mm-hmm.
Because also another thing is people don't know how to comfort.
Yeah.
And I've expressed this to my friends too, so they know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not about to cry in front of you and you just sit there and watch me cry. Because now I'm about to be mad and do an angry cry. Because it's like, huh? Mm-hmm. Like, I get it. Some people are like, oh, it's so awkward. But I don't know. I just rather avoid that situation and just be by myself.
Because then you don't want because when people don't know what to say, then they say silly stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, going through a breakup is like going through a death. It's like the death of a relationship, right? So like when my dad passed away, you know, the one thing I hated, like people like, you okay? No, I'm not okay. Yeah. But it was, what else are people supposed to say?
People don't know.
So it'd be different things like that.
I mean, the thing is, but it's not even you have to say something. If I'm literally, like, I think it's just because if somebody cries, first of all, now I want to cry.
Right.
And then two, I'm automatically want to hug you. But now it's the whole thing of, well, everybody doesn't like to be touched. Mm-hmm. Everybody doesn't like to do this. So now people are walking on eggshells because they don't know how to comfort people because everybody likes something different. But then at the end of the day, just ask. Do you want a hug?
Right. Do
you want some space? Mm-hmm. Like, I prefer something because, But
it's then that can also go back to how people were raised.
Yeah,
right?
So and it's totally understandable.
That's why you're saying you'd rather just do it by yourself.
Yeah, because then people also aren't necessarily making the effort to change it either. They're just like, well, this is how it was. I don't know what to do, so I'm just continue to be awkward. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, well then I'll just continue to be by myself. Like it's no like nothing, like no beef, but it's just easier for me. But I've been like that in general. Like whenever I'm going through something or I have problems, I don't like to talk about it unless it's a problem with that person. Other than that, I just like to be in my feelings by myself. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's necessarily good or bad.
It's neither good nor bad. It's how you choose to process it.
The one thing I hate about breakups is, like you were saying, like the death part, quote unquote, like how you just not supposed to talk to this person ever again. Like that just does not sit right with me. Yeah. And it's not like I can't reach out to him, and he has reached out to me, but it was a little weird. But it's just like, I don't know. I just don't like that part at all. Mm-hmm. Like you spend all this time with this person, investing into your time, money, everything, your life with this person, and then y'all break up and it's just supposed to be like over. Because I also said, like, I'm willing to still be cordial and be friends, but I was the one who did the breakup. Right. I was the one who checked out mentally. So I'm like, what you gonna like, hey, first. How you doing? Like, sorry I broke up with you, but how was your day? I wouldn't say that.
But that's what I'm saying. Still, it would like feel
now
like.
It just seems like I'm just like, F you. Like, I just never cared about you. I didn't. Because, like, it's like you do. I don't know. Because if it was the other way around, I would feel some type of way.
If he was reaching out to you?
No, I would feel some type of way if he was the one who broke up with me and then just never spoke to me ever again. It's like, so I'm just out your life like that. But then he did something, which then, not nothing bad, but like that made me think like, okay, he's clearly mad, so he does not want to talk to me. So now it's like, well, I'm gonna just let time go by. But then it's like, well, how much time do I let go by? And then he did reach out to me, but it was still about the same thing. And it's like, if we're gonna talk, it can't be about that. Like, I'm not about to have this same conversation with you every single month. Right. Although I didn't want to do that, I still stand by it. And if I do change, I would have said otherwise. Or later down the line, it could happen. But as of right now, I'm not. If we're gonna be cordial and cool, that's fine. But I'm not sitting here about to talk about why we broke up every time we talk. Gotcha. Like, it happened, and it has to be that for right now. Right. Because now it's like, okay, well, I don't know.
But some people continue to talk about things because they haven't found the closure, or they haven't come to terms with it. But it's not like we were talking
to figure things out. It was like...
Right, I get it.
It's
weird. But here's like how you were talking about never talking again. I was listening to this other podcast, and they were just asking general questions, life questions. And one of the questions was, is it okay to say happy birthday to an ex?
I think it is, as long as you're not in a new relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and if y'all are cool on that type time.
Right.
There's some people I don't mess with. Don't text me. Don't even. If you see me, don't even look at me. Just act like you didn't even.
But
know
this
me.
is like that kind of situation. So like if his birthday
my
was,
birthday comes first, and we know how I feel about my birthday.
gosh.
So that depends. If I'm being real with you, it depends. But if his birthday was first, I would text him and tell him happy birthday.
So my ex's birthday is coming up. Should I be texting him?
Did you text him last year? Y'all been broken up for a long time. Mine has been a month. And some change.
I would have to scroll back and see.
You don't even remember, so you probably didn't. If you didn't do it last year, you don't need to do it this year. I feel like if time, you don't gotta tell him happy birthday. Y'all have had a year
I haven't
and a half go by
at all since I left.
Y'all haven't. Yeah. So
no. Yeah. So no. But it said that was.
Did he tell you happy birthday? Your birthday was in January.
We don't celebrate birthdays.
Now we know, and we're not even gonna get into that. Don't text that man happy birthday.
No. Yeah, that was one of the questions. Like, is it okay to text your ex on their birthday?
I think I have in the past.
Or to reach out on their birthday? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fine as long as
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. Yeah. Like if y'all were cool and were okay with open communication afterwards, yes. But if that person hates your guts, don't text them.
But like my ex-husband, I've never reached out to him for. I don't even remember when his birthday was.
Oh, that's kind of bad.
I think I have an idea, but I can't be for sure.
Oh wow.
I really don't remember. So it's just different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It depends. But yeah, that's the one part I do not like. Like
it's like all of
it bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, I don't know.
There's no communication at all.
And then when you ask people, you're like, oh well, should I text them? So and they're like, and say what? And I'm like, I mean, we just did life with each other for the past.
Mm-hmm.
Almost, when I say almost 4 years, y'all, we literally broke up 2 weeks before our 4-year anniversary. So when you're doing 4 years with somebody who you talk to every day, you spend time with all the time, who is literally your other person, like your significant other, that's the person you talk to, put most time, energy into, and then the minute y'all break up, y'all just supposed to never talk again.
Mm-hmm. Your day starts off with the good morning, and now your day starts off quiet.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. It's difficult. It sucks, and it's difficult, and I don't know what the rules are, but
there are none.
It's just awkward,
but it still is just like, what are you supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. So here's a question. I don't know if we should answer it or not, but are you ready to date?
Date and do what? What date for fun? Date to be in another relationship again? Like, what do you mean? I never just dated.
When I told you,
I've never just dated.
That someone asked me, do I want to date?
Well, you're grown. You've dated before. I've never dated. Like, dating is a different definition for me now than it was. If somebody
approached you today, we were sitting in Starbucks, and somebody came up to you and was like, do you mind if I sit down?
I'll be like, sure, I guess.
And then if they continue on the conversation, they were like, would you like to go out Saturday night?
I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not opposed to talk, like, not talking on that type time, but like having a friend, you know? Because I don't always believe that everybody that tries to talk to you has to be, yeah. It has to lead to something romantic. And I don't have guy friends, so.
You said you do not?
No. Like straight guy friends. And now I'm allowed to. So I wouldn't be opposed to it. So
a whole another topic, the do's and don'ts of a relationship. Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, let's ask. How did you feel about opposite sex friends in your relationship?
It depended on. Ouch. How they knew each other.
I want to rephrase my question. How do you feel about opposite sex friends once the relationship has started? Like, it's different now. Granted, it's different when if they had the friends before you, but there still has to be boundaries set once you get in a relationship.
Correct.
But then also, are you okay with them making opposite sex friends once you've gotten together? No. That's what I feel like is like unnecessary.
So it's
like, what are y'all gonna go do?
Right. No, because in order for you to become friends now, that means y'all had a conversation, y'all exchanged numbers. Why are you exchanging numbers with a female?
When you got me, and vice versa. I don't need to be going out, and that's how we were. Like, well, yeah. That's how we were. He had like girlfriend, like friends that were girls before me.
Right.
So I was never mad at that, but there had to be certain boundaries once you get into a relationship. And I feel like everybody, girls and guys, don't always think about that part. They be like, well, they're just my friend and they've been here all this time, and it's like, yeah, cool, but if you're serious about me, want me to be your girlfriend and eventually wife, if that's what you want out of me, then you have to respect that I want certain boundaries set if it needs to be.
Right.
But some of y'all best friends be a little too close. And some of y'all became friends because y'all used to
date. Right.
Like, we not stupid.
So it's awkward, but then that involves trust. And if you trust you have to be very trustful of your partner in order to be comfortable in the relationship that they have with somebody of the opposite sex.
Yeah, I would not gonna lie. I would get jealous.
That's not there.
Oh yes, my ear popped.
You have to.
I did get jealous of that. Yeah. But I think it's also because I don't have guy friends, so I don't know how that operates. So to me, it just looked fishy. It's like, well, I don't have none, so you don't need to have none. But
he made me feel uncomfortable about that sometimes.
Well, like, he was doing a little much. Yeah. And he didn't know how to set the boundaries. See, it's all about the boundaries, and you need to set them.
But I used to put it on the table, and like I needed to go on record that I'm very uncomfortable with the situation that's about to take place or that took place, and I didn't like it. So I made it very known, though.
And he would still do it?
Not often, and it involved traveling out of town.
Excuse me?
In a group setting.
Okay.
But with the Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's not even worth the conversation.
What? Oh my
But anywho, but then also I had to be leery because remember his side business? He had a lot of people always calling him because of that. It wasn't anything illegal. Nothing like that.
No.
It was no kind of hustle. He wasn't a pimp or a drug dealer, nothing like that. So he always had people calling him for something, and that took a lot of getting used to too. Yeah, so it was again, but then you had to just. And then it's also up to him to make me feel comfortable and secure and not have to be, jealous about that. So it's both ways. It's a lot that needs to go into that.
One thing that I learned about me that I need in a relationship is reassurance. I need a lot of reassurance. Like a lot.
Is that on your partner's fault though? To do, or is that something in you?
I mean, I think it's just because
in you.
I don't think it's an insecurity. I think it's just me, one, being sensitive, two, me being an overthinker.
All the things that were said by your two friends in the last video.
And I feel like overthinking you can change, but I feel like me being sensitive, like that's just me. Like I don't think that's something you can really change about a person.
Right.
Like you can learn to not take things. I don't really take things like seriously all the time. Like I'm a goofy person, can laugh, be fun, but I don't know. I feel like it's not necessarily something that you could change. Like Imani is just a sensitive person, and that's just who I am. And because I don't think being sensitive is a bad thing either.
It's not a bad thing, but sometimes
you think it can be changed?
It can be changed. Well, I think a lot of times, not saying you specifically, that if you're overthinking, obviously you're going off of past experiences. Like you can't.
I don't know where it comes from. Honestly.
Yes, I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying reassurance as in you got to tell me I'm pretty all the time and all that. I'm saying like if it's known if that I'm an overthinker and I haven't overcome that yet, I would appreciate if you could give me that extra reassurance that I may need or want to hear so that I'm not constantly in my head because I don't know how to get myself out of it.
But how often, though, does your partner have to keep trying to reassure you before you...
It's not about the relationship. It could be like something that happens. Like a situation could happen and I could take it the totally wrong, opposite way. And instead of you saying like, oh, this is what I mean, you don't have to think like that. You're just like, well, that's not what I meant, blah, 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 blah. Like now I'm still going to be like on edge and be like, okay, well, now he's getting smart with me. So am I like...
But I'm saying if the reassurance has happened, how long does the person have to keep reassuring you until you get it?
I think everybody needs
after a while it
reassurance.
has to be on you though.
I think everybody should have reassurance in a relationship, period.
But
like,
no, that I get, but it's not until you figure it out. It's
because I think you're thinking of it in like a detrimental situation. I'm just saying like in general.
So I'm saying like, so what if something happened, you get reassurance on Monday, say you still thinking negative on Tuesday, does the reassurance have to come again on Wednesday and then you still feeling negative on Thursday?
No, the situation like that's up to me.
That's what I'm saying.
That's being insecure, I feel like.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Because if you're reassuring me, like you're clearly telling me like this is not what it is, I done showed you, I done gave you proof, blah 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 blah, and now I'm just still in my head thinking that's something I have to overcome.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
But I'm just saying things of like, oh, you see I'm overthinking something, okay, let me just like reassure her. Gotcha. Instead of being like, why are you doing that, why are you being sensitive, like cater to my sensitivity in a way, just to make me feel more secure and safe in a relationship, and vice versa. I was just saying though, that's just something I learned about because like I didn't feel like I was necessarily getting it, which then made me overthink even more, and then it just was like a never-ending cycle. I hope that made sense.
I think it did. I think it did. I don't know. Not that I don't know whether or not it did, but it's just stuff that you would have to put up front or things you would discuss in your next relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all in all, the key to a great relationship is communication.
For sure. Communication. And it was weird because I always felt like I was a good communicator, but that was the one thing we could not
communication and understanding, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes. And then it becomes to a thing, it's like you don't know if it's you, them, or both of y'all, because you could feel like you're a good communicator, but then if the other person is telling you you're not, now I'm like,
right. But then sometimes you have to communicate in the way that the person is going to understand it.
And I feel like
you have to learn that, right?
Yeah, I feel like we didn't do that.
So it takes a lot. Relationships take a lot, be it a romantic relationship, a friendship, a mother-daughter relationship, because even we had to learn how to talk to each other, because we used to get so frustrated. Like, we can be together for only 5 minutes before argument break out. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. And you just have to learn how to talk. You have to learn how to hear. You have to learn how to listen. You learn how to respect.
And watch your delivery, your tone. Because that could change the whole thing. Just how you didn't mean it, but it came off that way.
Right.
Like, that would be something. She would say something a certain way. And I'd be like, well, why'd you have to say it like that? And then she's like, well, I didn't say it like that. And I'm like, but you did. And now we're about to argue about that. And that's going to lead to another thing, another thing. When the whole time that's not even the problem at hand.
Right. So then you have to just realize, oh, well, she doesn't like it when I speak like this. Or he doesn't like anybody that you're talking to. You have to know the person that you're dealing with to know how to communicate. You know, like how it is when people, like, you have to know your audience. Yeah. You have to know how you're,
Yeah.
So all relationships take work. All relationships takes work. Breakups suck.
Like, who made this up?
But it's part of life, and life is hard.
Because now I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I don't find my next man until I'm like 30? I'm gonna have my first kid by then.
All you can do is keep it in prayer. And pray and have faith that God is going to provide and send you what He wants to send you when He wants to send it.
Because remember, I was also saying I haven't been single for real.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is my time. But I also feel like I'm ready to be in a relationship. Maybe I'm not.
What is that?
I feel like I want to be in a relationship, but just because you want to be doesn't mean you're ready.
Right. And this is allowing you to focus on you, do things about yourself. And you know, everything's a learning experience, and
yeah,
it's your Jordan year.
Which is that's how many bottles. I said 23.
So, all right, y'all, that's it.
Yeah.
We just wanted to recap from there. Going through a breakup part 2. And yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, thank you for joining us on another episode of Putting Our Business in the Streets. Bye.
Goodbye.